Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Cities Skylines. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am having a fantastic day, and may I just say, I am glad to be back to this wonderful game. Here on the YouTube channel, that is. I've been playing it quite frequently over on Twitch, but I think that it is finally time to bring it back onto YouTube. And with the announcement and release of the Sunset Harbor DLC that dropped earlier today, I think that it is quite a suitable time. Now, what map are we playing on? We are playing on Crater Falls. Crater Falls is one of the maps that are a part of the DLC, and this is what it looks like. I gotta say, the developers outstandingly did a great job with this map. I was not expecting it to look this good. But we are not here to go ahead and look at the sites. Well, not yet. Right now, we're here to go ahead and build a city. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Now, we have two different entrances right here that we can start with on this starting tile. I'm thinking that I want to start with this one over here, primarily because the layout that I'm going for is going to be a bit different. So let's go ahead and get started here. We can go ahead and get started by getting just 1 unit worth of road placed down right there and delete it. That will save us a little bit of money. Then we got 2-lane roads that we can start to utilize. I'm going to go and bring this down about 4 units, spending about 1,600. That's perfectly fine. And then we are going to go ahead and come down to about right here. Okay, that's coming out at like a 45-degree angle, so bear that in mind. And then I want to come from right here at the 3 point, and then come to here. And then we're going to do pretty much mirror this on the opposite side. So what is this going to be intending to do? Over here, I'm intending to have a bit of industrial and maybe a bit of commercial. Over here, I'm planning to have some residential. Now, we could have done the same thing over here on this side, but I feel like this whole forestry that we got going on here is going to be very good for some industrial that we got planned for later on. So, we'll go and stop that for the moment. I want to go in and get a main road. I'm going to be about right there. And I want you to come along like so. In fact, I want to go ahead and do that. And we want to go ahead and go from there and go to that point right there. Seems pretty good. And that is intended to have like a good like on and off system that we can go ahead and work with. So let's go ahead and extend you by 2 blocks and extend you by 2 blocks. And here is where the 2-lane roads are actually going to be much more useful. We're going to have this one come up by 1 block, and you come over by 1 block. Okay? In fact, I need to go ahead and extend you to be 11 instead of 1 block. Because that way we got perfect spacing on our avenue. Then what I want to do is have a road come right here. And then we're going to create a little bit of a bridge. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. We're just going to go up a little bit. How much was this again? That was 840. Okay. We want to pretty much do the exact same. That was 8 units. And boom. We want to go and turn that actually into a 1-way road. And have you come pretty much and do the same thing. Now, I will have this come out by about 2 units plus 1. And I will have you come out and do the exact same on this side. We want you to go ahead and stop there, though. Okay? Because I want to have a avenue come down here. And I'm going to have to cut this one a bit short. Does give us a little bit of refund since we have the game paused at the moment. And if you guys haven't seen my video explaining everything about this new DLC, then I highly suggest you go and do so. Let's go ahead and see what we can make from this DLC right here. Okay. And let's just go and extend you by about 2 blocks. There we go. So far, this is pretty good. We haven't really spent much of our money, which is pretty good. We want to keep it that way, preferably. Now, I think for a good starting power source, we're gonna go with a wind turbine, which we have a good, decent patch of land over here that actually has good wind usage. So I'm gonna get 2 wind turbines to get us started off. And then I want to go ahead and get this zoned in as a residential area. So let's just go ahead and get a couple of these roads zoned out. And we should be good to go. Get you zoned in as well. And I guess you as well. So all that is good right there. I will have some commercial placed around here a little bit. Now, some of you that are like good fans of City Skylines will possibly recognize the layout that I'm going for here. This is similar to Imperial Jedi's starting layout that he does for his City Skylines videos. It's similar in the way where you have the whole on and off ramp thing here, and it comes into an avenue like this. But there is going to be some differences that we will experiment with later on in the series. So let's go ahead and continue on, shall we? We then need to focus on water usage. So water by far is going to be a commodity. We have a big patch of water that's going to be going downstream right here. So I think that's a good area for us to suck up water on. So we can have a water pumping station over here. We could get the water tower, but that's at 12,000. Large water tower, I mean. That's actually a pretty decent amount as well, so. We also have the eco and inland water treatment plants, so we could potentially use those because those are going to be inexpensive for us. Most likely the inland water treatment plant is what we'll start off with. I know it does pollute, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I hope you guys are as well. But I think that it will just be a good source for now in terms of our little village is what I'll call it, not really city, because it's not there yet. Then we can go ahead and get a water pumping station over here. And then let's just go ahead and get you to go right there. Perfect. Now I think, yeah, you already connect, so that's perfectly fine. You then want this road right here to go and connect like so. And we're going to do that pretty simply. We're not going to do too much madness for the moment. And we're just going to connect you like that. That should also connect our residential area, which it does. Perfect. Which we don't really need to worry about any other zoning than residential at the moment. When we start getting residential going down, our commercial and industrial zoning will actually go up a little bit, as it normally does for City Skylines. And we will experiment with it from there. Now you can see that we got a little bit of water demand over here because we don't got any water coverage over on that side. So let's just go ahead and expand this. For those who don't know the trick, 440 is perfect spacing for your water pipes. So if you want to know how to do that, just go ahead and do 440. I think that's pretty good though. I think that is pretty good. Now we do got some industrial demand popping up now. We can go ahead and get that zoned right here. This is going to be the primary spot for industrial to get started with, as pretty much the industrial traffic will get off the freeway here, come to the industrial spot that they need to go across the bridge, not really go into the residential area at all, staying around the edge and going back on the on-ramp and onto the freeway. That is perfectly fine right there. We don't need to worry about that at all. So next up, we got the commercial that is being built up at the moment. And now we just need to wait till we get to Little Hamlet. Little Hamlet is, I believe, at 440. 420. We get taxes, loans, garbage, healthcare, and education starting at Little Hamlet. Once when that's completed, that is. So, let's see here. Any more? Okay, so we can potentially get some more growth coming along over here. Now, some of you may be wondering, why am I keeping these gaps right here? That is going to be utilized for some pedestrian paths that I will be placing later on. That's going to be very useful in the long run. Now, we don't have any commercial building up over here, but we will eventually. I'm pretty much doing the exact same thing in terms of the pedestrian paths over here. Over here, though, we will have it elevated, of course. And what else do we got going on? I think that's pretty much it. We just gotta really wait until it grows a bit more. Because we're not gonna really be able to do much because we still got some residential zoning over here that is unused. And until we get this connected, yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough. We do have a large demand for industrial right now, so I think that's what we should primarily focus on. So let's go and get another set of industrial buildings built up right there along this avenue. I know that's not really good placement, but it does work for the moment for what we're trying to accomplish here. So after that, we don't necessarily want to build up over here because that is our water treatment plant. Oh my goodness, Kirsten, that is just a sad sight right there. That is a sad sight. In terms of the slope right there. One thing that I can do, because I have a specific mod enabled, is if I press M, I bring up the Move It mod panel. If you guys don't know about the Move It mod, it is a very useful mod to go and get started with, especially if you're not really too concerned about playing it vanilla. For those who don't know what vanilla means, it pretty much just means playing it for just playing it. So I think that's a good spot for it to actually go down to. And does that actually mean I have to go ahead and... Oh, I can actually do that with the Move It mod. So if I press this little triangle for more tools here, we can go ahead and press immediately align object to terrain height. Ooh, okay. So that aligns it to terrain, not to the building. So we can go ahead and press select this, and it will go and align it to the road. That's perfectly fine right there. That, or if we really want to, we can go ahead and do that. Okay. And I think that we'll just go and do that to these ones as well. I think that's pretty good. And we already are seeing the cars rolling on in, so that is perfectly fine right there. That is what we are intending to work with here. So, with that said in mind, we still need to focus on industrial a little bit more. We can go and get that built up right here and right here. I'm trying to do pre-planning, so that is the reason why I'm keeping space open. And I don't really want to zone on these roads over here because these roads will eventually be upgraded to highways, and we don't want to be building up on the highways themselves. So, what else do we got going on? Okay, so our residential is growing up now. That is pretty good. And one thing that I do want to mention is that with the new DLC coming out, I want to know what it is that you guys want to actually see built. Do we want to go straight towards like max population and go towards that, or do we want to go take it slow and try and like spread out a little bit? Like this map seems perfect for like commuter travel from like suburban areas over here, maybe even like a little industrial area over here. Or even something over here on this aisle. I'm not too sure. Like, let me know down in the comments section what you guys would like to see from this series, and I will try my best to make it happen. So, we are sitting at 280 at the moment. We do have quite the residential demand, so we can go and start the expansion process for that. And what I want to do is just bring you up to there. And then we will go ahead and do like 3 blocks worth right there. And we are getting some good income right this moment. So we'll be able to start growing in any moment now. So I will just go ahead and be deleting some of the roads, not by many. No, not roads, but props that we got placed around on the map. And we'll just go and start off with some residential right here, and then I'll grow up to over here as well. So this is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good for the moment. Could get better, but for now, this is what we got. Oh well. We are actually needing... Okay, so this is building up right here. That is going to be building up by itself. I wonder if I should go and just to be on the safe side, go ahead and connect it to the electrical grid. Oh, don't need to worry about that because it decided to do that anyway. Good thing I got a refund for that. And we don't need this electrical grid right here anymore. What about this, though? We could actually go and shorten this by connecting it over here. So that is something that I like to do with the City Skylines. I like to optimize our connections. Have the least amount of space between two different points, and you will be pretty good. At least in the start of the game. You don't really need to focus on that in the end game. And when I mean end game, I mean like if you have over 1 million credits. I think that's pretty good. Also, you are having trouble. Bring you down. Let's go ahead and zone you up. More residential buildings are going to build up for that. And I think we should be good to go and get Little Hamlet here pretty shortly. 380. 400 pretty much. 417. And there we go. We got Little Hamlet. And I think on that note, I'm going to end off the video right there. And I want to see what you guys want to know or want to do for the rest of this series. Like, do we want to go pretty slow on it, or do we want to go pretty fast? But on that note, I'm going to check you guys for the next video. Have a good one, everyone.